of how they articulated the rotor on top. It's like a actual helicopter where it's offsets by one stud, and that's something that they really got nicely. It is definitely there for display and not for play, because this thing is pretty fragile to make it the way it looks. And one thing that I was really surprised with, hey everybody, Kaiden here, and today I have the Daiso Petit Black Helicopter, and this is part of the Working Vehicles set and is the second vehicle in the Working Vehicles line. And this is set number 36 and is recommended for ages 12 and up. So let's go ahead and open this up. Alright everybody, so here's the Petit Black Helicopter, and I'm pretty excited to build this because I always like making the little miniature vehicles, especially this helicopter, because just from looking at the picture it looks pretty dang accurate and very cool from just these little miniature blocks. And if you don't know Petit Block already, it's pretty much like Lego but nano block. So nano block is the official version of the Daiso Petit Block, which they're pretty much just itty bitty versions of Lego. Like they're very tiny, almost like little pixels that you can put together. So it's pretty similar to Lego, but the official brand is Nano Block. This is just Daiso's version, and this is of course part of the Working Vehicles set, and this is the helicopter. So let's go ahead and open this up. And one thing I really like about these little packages here is that with Daiso they always have them as resealable bags, not resealable. Resealable bags where I usually put the extra pieces or the instructions in there because I always like to keep the little instructions. And there it is. Alright, so inside of the bag we have of course our bricks here and our instructions. Let's take a look at our instructions. Alright, so it looks like we have two sides, and it looks like we can finish this in 6 different steps, and the 7th step is to show us that it is completed. So let's go ahead and get building. everybody, so I have finished the Petit block helicopter, and man, I am very impressed with how this looks, and it was pretty easy to build. It was definitely an easier kit, although the only thing, but you're going to see this on all the Petit blocks, is that you're going to have to lay out the bricks and then put bricks over that. That's the only downside to these types of kits, and definitely it can get a little bit frustrating at sometimes, but it was pretty easy to put together. And now one thing I will note is that it is definitely there for display and not for play, because this thing is pretty fragile to make it the way it looks. And one thing that I was really surprised with is that the mechanism for the rear rotor to be on. So as you can see in the back here, there's a little ballpoint hinge, and that is so that they can put the bricks vertically. As you can see, we have studs facing this way and then a flat side that way, whereas the studs are all on top. So I saw that was pretty creative of them to come up with this little idea to make it look like just like the back end rotor of the helicopter, which is very amazing. And one thing that I also do like is the color scheme. I think this is supposed to represent like a Japanese fire department or some paramedic team, probably in Japan or something, judging by the color of the yellow that they have. I know that with the Japanese, they have a bunch of yellow accents inside of their LEO, different LEO and paramedic stuff. So I'm guessing that's what they're basing this off of, thinking about the police car, because they have the Japanese livery for their police car, and this must be probably a Japanese paramedic or medical team, which is very awesome. It's very nice. And one thing that I do like about this also is that of how they articulated the rotor on top. It's like a actual helicopter where it's offsets by one stud, and that's something that they really got nicely. And also the little landing gear that comes out at the bottom, and also these two little pieces right here, that's for the little rear landing gear tray, which is very nice. I really like how they designed this. The only thing with this is that this is very fragile. What I mean by that is that you're probably only gonna go wee like that, but the only thing with this is that if you try to spin the rotor, it's very fragile. It'll just fall off. And one thing too is that they don't really have the dividers in between this little brick, so it won't stay in between the one stud it's connected to on. So as you can see, if we try to put this right here, it'll slide around. And also another thing is that it's very heavy, and just by going like this, whee, it'll get very loose and fall off. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you're gonna get this to play with it. Definitely very recommend to avoid doing that, because first of all, it looks amazing just looking at it, and second of all, you're gonna get very little playability out of this, especially even with the back rotor. Can't really spin it that much, just there for looks, which I'm glad they went for the looks instead, because man, this is gonna look amazing, especially for me. I'm a big fan of aviation, and it's nice to have this little helicopter on here that's in little brick form. And if you saw at the end, I pushed away some of the spare pieces. Now with different companies, there's multiple reasons why they could have these little leftover pieces, but as a tradition with all my leftover pieces, I made a miniature version or accessory sometimes of our helicopter here. And today I decided to make a baby helicopter. Whee! So I tried to get here. It was pretty hard to do with the limited amount of pieces I had. Had to make it 2D because at the back, ooh, don't want to look at the other side. But anyways, as you can see here, I tried to get the little rotor here, and it can spin as well. So you can, oh, not that well though, just like the regular one, but I can spin. And also another thing here is I got the back tail rotor piece, and I also got the two little glass areas, and as well as the little yellow piece right there. And I think it goes very well with the little helicopter next to it. I guess you can pretend like this is a little remote controlled helicopter next to the big one, or it could be like the little baby helicopter and the mama helicopter. So this is really cute. Definitely we'll be keeping this one next to our helicopter here. And so I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Hope you guys give me a like and subscribe, and thank you all for watching, guys. Bye.